Hey everybody, and welcome to The Musician's Musician. I am your host, Nick Costa, and today's episode was a really interesting one for me. I sat down with Ireland's own Dylan Howe, who you might know from a band called Rowan. He also has a solo project called Hánt that's really fantastic as well, and I'm really excited to talk about Dylan. Before I do that, I just wanted to give an update on the pre-order Indiegogo campaign of mine. As of right now, we're at about 66% of our goal, which is still great, but we want to keep that momentum going. I'm hoping that, we just introduced like CDs and stuff like that too, so if you are not much of a vinyl head, but you still want to support, CDs are cool. They're making a comeback, people say. We're just looking to get up to $3,500. So if you are, a vinyl head, or if you want some CDs, or if you're just like looking for a cool shirt, or if you want to snag a download, or just like toss some money towards it, please consider doing so. The link will be in the description of this episode, but you can also go to igg.me/at/WTLGO, which is a lot of letters, but let me do it again. It's igg.me/at/WTLGO. Or you can go to my Instagram, which is Nick Costa, COSTDUH. Dylan was suggested by my good pal and last week's guest, August Ogren, and I'm really glad he connected us. Dylan's tunes are really next level. Rowan, his band, has a lot of intensity and beauty and catchiness and complexity. Hánt, his solo project, HANT, is stunningly gorgeous. It's heart-wrenching. It's brilliant craftsmanship on those songs, and all of them have outstanding musicianship to boot. He wanted to talk about another Irish singer-songwriter, Fionn Regan, whose album Shadow of an Empire had me absolutely obsessed in my early 20s. I think I listened to that album like 1,000 times in about a year, but for some reason I never really listened to anything else after that. Maybe because streaming services weren't really around yet, or maybe, I'm not sure. Once they were, I still never really revisited. So I'm really glad that I did to prepare for this interview, because there are so many brilliant moments in his discography, and it was a really fun chat. And I'm excited to get into it. So with all of that, let's get into it. Here's a golden star, some credit to show you how talented you are. So long to chart stoppers, for some they're heart stoppers. They'll never get played at the ball, but they're not making records for dancing. Right, I am here with Dylan. Thank you so much for being a Musician's Musician.
Absolutely, thanks for having me.
Yeah. So you picked a songwriter that I really loved for a moment, and I'm glad that you brought him up, because I got to kind of dig into his catalog a little further the last couple of days. But before we get into that, what's new in the world for you? Like, you've got a lot of stuff that you're working on at the moment.
At the moment, trying to keep myself busy, I think. Trying my hardest.
Yeah, for sure. So you have a new project that's outside of Rowan, right?
Yeah, it's like a solo endeavor.
Yeah.
For all the kind of softer songs that don't fit an indie band. So that's that's what Hánt is basically. They're kind of. I've been working on those songs for a while now. Kind of, I took it upon myself to record a lot of it myself, sure. And I think I've exhausted my abilities in that world. So I think I'll be handing stuff over soon.
Yeah, there gets to be a certain point where it's just like, all right, it is. Yeah, at a certain point, it's just like, all right, I don't.
It's like, nice to.
I trust you. Just take it across the finish line. I'm good. I've done what I need to do. Is there a release timeline or anything for any of that stuff?
Absolutely. debut EP.
Yeah, that's really cool. Is there anything
I'm hoping
new
myself
with Rowan at all?
For September, possibly, for the it's fully mixed, mastered, everything. Yeah,
Awesome.
We're just holding out on releasing it because I don't want to throw it into the ether. I don't want to just put it out there and have nobody hear it. So
yeah,
kind of need to raise a bit of funds for PR and all that stuff.
Absolutely,
all that expensive stuff.
Yeah, that is. It's something I'm dealing with at the moment. So you're preaching to the right choir, I suppose.
Oh yeah. You just put out a song, right?
I just put out a song, and there's another song coming out the beginning of May, and then the album is out at the end of May.
Oh, amazing! Class.
Yeah,
I look forward to that.
Yeah.
I saw JT is on your latest track. It sounds great.
Thank you. Yeah, no, JT is oh man, what a
legend.
He's a legend. Yeah.
Really, yeah.
And I was very thrilled. He asked me, he's like, if you have anything you want me to work on, I was like, yeah, I will find something for you to work on.
Class.
Yeah.
Such a great fella. I managed to nab him for one or two songs when I was in Minneapolis that time.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. So he came to the studio, nailed it straight away. And
he does that. Yeah. Yeah. I think the most amount of takes we did of a song, it might have been, no. It was a song called, on the album called Sierra. I think the most we did was 4 takes.
All right. Yeah.
And he had never heard the song. He was just like, cool, okay.
Amazing.
Yeah. He's a boss. Did he play on the Hánt stuff?
Yeah, he did. I think we ended up doing 2 or 3 tracks. It was, August kind of set that up. He was like,
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the man.
He is the man.
Yeah. But yeah, Jesus, I'm very grateful that I got to work with JT and August, of course. But
yeah, absolutely. It's always a treat. And I did get to hear the Hánt stuff, and it is outstanding.
Thanks so much.
At least where it's sitting at the moment, I don't know where it's heading, but I think it's already terrific. So
thanks so much. Nice.
Yeah, thank you for sharing it with me. And I think that once it actually gets out in the world, it'll be something really special. So
thanks for that. Hopefully.
Absolutely. Well, on all that, let's get into the amazing music of Fionn Regan. Regan?
Yeah, Regan. Yeah,
Regan. Yeah. Okay. I heard he doesn't do a lot of interviews, and that's usually how I get the nitty gritty details about stuff. And so I found one singular interview where somebody pronounces his name, and I was just like, okay,
all right,
great. I think that's it.
Because I suppose Fionn probably isn't a common name in America, is it?
No. That wasn't the part. We would say Reagan because.
Like Ronald.
Yeah. Barf. But
yeah.
But yeah, Fionn isn't a common name, but it's pretty obvious how to pronounce it.
All right. Yeah.
But yeah.
The drummer he's since left Rowan, but his name is Fionn Hennessy, and he's done a good bit of work in America and even in Europe. I think people call him Fionn. So he's gotten that quite a bit.
Oh yeah, I suppose. I mean, I guess it depends which part of the country you're in, but yeah.
I suppose, yeah.
Do you remember the first time that you heard Fionn's music?
I think so. I might I definitely remember I was 14. So when I was 14, there was a bunch of us used to just hang around in Cork City, in town, basically just loitering. There was nothing else to do.
Yeah, for sure.
As teenagers, and I remember, absolutely, yeah. We thought we were cool, but I remember a friend of mine, Saoirse was her name. still a friend, I suppose. I don't see her very often at the moment, but yeah, she introduced me to him, and I was playing with another good friend, Graham. At the time, we used to go busking a lot, and yeah, we were into all the same music, and
Sure.
he's also a great songwriter and all this stuff. But yeah, she introduced both of us to Fionn Regan back then. We were both 14, I think, and been obsessed since.
Yeah.
I've actually been to, I think, 4 of his concerts now with Graham, funny enough.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. Well, I've definitely been to 2 with Graham, and he might have been at another one. I think we were both at another one, maybe, but yeah.
Sure. So was that around the time of the end of history?
I suppose.
Or was it like because he put out a bunch of EPs before then?
Yeah. It was a bit after. Like I was probably late to the party, I think.
Oh, okay, sure, gotcha.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what year that might have been. Like probably around 2010, 11.
Okay.
So yeah, he was. I do remember discovering the end of history. I think I might have bought the CD of it, and I remember spotting 100 Acres of Sycamore as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember just the artwork of that being so striking.
Yeah.
But yeah, I only got into the first album, and then I was like, I need more of this, and I was kind of blown away by the orchestral element of 100 Acres then.
Yeah. I hadn't ever heard that album until this morning.
Oh, right. Nice.
And because I was just trying to like quick go through his discography. Because, we picked this one just a couple of days ago. So
yeah, sorry about my lateness with that.
That's okay. No, actually, I've had somebody tell me their artist the morning of.
All right, nice.
Like 2 hours beforehand, and I was like, okay.
You got to listen to everything at 200% speed.
Yeah.
It's really? Like a techno.
Yeah, exactly. No, but I was familiar with the album Shadow of an Empire.
Oh yeah. I mean, what an amazing album also.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So different.
Very different, especially, I mean, compared to like anything else he did, that album is very much an outlier, I think.
Yeah, totally. And it's a shame because I would love 2 or 3 more albums of that, but I respect that he didn't,
for sure,
juice it for all it's worth.
Yeah. No, that album in comparison, I feel like is very rowdy.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I would have loved to have seen one of those gigs when he was touring that.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
A friend of mine caught it and he said it was amazing, like just the energy and yeah. Mm-hmm. I think it was Danny and the Champions of the World were the touring band for that.
Okay, cool.
They're a band in their own right as well, but yeah I'd say would have been they're kind of rockabilly, I think.
Sure.
Would have been a cool vibe.
That makes sense for that record a little bit in like kind of a weird way.
Yeah.
It has like that 2010s ish like indie rock.
Totally, yeah.
Thing. And yeah, I think I don't know if it was that tour or not, but Lucinda Williams brought him on tour and like said that he was like the Bob Dylan of his generation.
Oh yeah.
And like there's a couple songs. Oh my, from Lucinda Williams especially, like, are you kidding?
Yeah, I know.
Wow. But there's a couple songs in there where I'm like, yeah, this sounds like Highway 61 or something. Like it's
totally.
It's rad.
Yeah.
But that was a roundabout way to talk about 100 Acres of Sycamore. I feel like that was a big shift, like that, for away from like, he's got the first record, which is like kind of a songwritery, and then the second record, which is like a little more rowdy, but it has those moments like violent demeanor and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which is probably one of my favorite songs of his. But
I agree on that album definitely.
It hits.
But then, yeah, 100 Acres of Sycamore, I feel like kind of starts the process of where he is now.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah,
That kind of like big. That record's a little smaller, and he got kind of bigger and big, like more grandiose over time, but like orchestral and lush and full of reverb and slowed down a little.
Yeah, it very much to me. I remember listening to. I think he was an interview with Lauren Laverne from. It was around the Meeting of the Waters album. I think like one of very few interviews of him ever. But he was talking about like how the landscape and stuff reflects what he's writing, and that's where that album title came from. But I very much hear like winter in Ireland in that out in 100 Acres of Sycamore. It's like there's kind of a darkness to it, and you know, it's quite I don't know, there's a desolate kind of feeling to it or something, but it's, you know, it's beautiful as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It is kind of a wintry, dark album. I was listening to it with my partner, and she said, like, this sounds like the ocean.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. It kind of does. I thought that was a good description of that one. But like, yeah, his progression, like, I hadn't followed it like in real time, like you probably did, but like,
every album I was waiting for it.
yeah. I mean, what is that experience like as somebody who like has enjoyed his music? When you hear like, you know, the next album, what are your thoughts when it's so drastically different?
Well, for me, definitely the most drastic change I noticed was in the Meetings of the Water, and just because like there's such an ambient thing going on there, like it's almost I don't know, there's elements of like Brian Eno and possibly even like James Blake's kind of sound world in there.
Sure.
But yeah, that for me was like, it was almost like I'm a big Radiohead fan as well, and it was almost like the release of In Rainbows or something, like just quite a bit different. And like it for me, it came at a perfect time because I'm really into, you know, James Blake, and I love Brian Eno stuff, and even Bon Iver, there's touches of that in there, you know.
Yeah. He's a huge fan. Justin Vernon is a big fan of Fionn Regan's. They've worked together, and he sampled
Abacus.
Abacus, thank you.
Yeah.
My brain was giving me Avalanche, and that wasn't it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sampled Abacus in 22 A Million.
Yeah, it's really cool. I remember listening, like, I hadn't realized until I listened. Like, it took me a while actually to get into that Bon Iver album. And when I find, like, I love it now, but when I finally kind of made it through the whole album, I heard that and I was like, whoa, this is kind of, it stopped me in my tracks. I was like, I already love that song, but now he's kind of twisted in this very cool way. Like, yeah, it's cool.
It is.
Not many people have, not many folk artists have sampled other folk artists.
Yeah, so. It's a weird one. In a positive connotation, it's a weird one. But I feel like anything with Bon Iver, I don't think he's had like a straightforward record since like For Emma. So like,
you know? And such respect for that. Yeah.
Oh man, absolutely. And also, go ahead.
Oh yeah, sorry. There's a festival in Cork called Sounds from a Safe Harbour, but there was a year where Bon Iver was playing it and Fionn Regan was playing it as well, and they were on the same night. I did a solo set at this festival, like a small kind of thing at it,
Cool.
which was amazing. It was amazing
Yeah.
to be a part of. But Fionn Regan's concert was at, like, let's say 7 p.m. up in St. Luke's, which is this beautiful church up a hill in Cork, and then Bon Iver was at like 9 in the Opera House. So I remember trying to make both of them. I had to leave Fionn Regan's set a bit early, you know, I was kind of rushing. I was like, I really don't want to miss Bon Iver. And like, I'm a massive fan as well of like Mike Lewis and his sax tone.
Yeah.
And even his bass tone and everything. But like, yeah, just that I'm big into the kind of Stan Getz sax world as well and stuff. But yeah, I made it down to the Opera House anyway. So Bon Iver, and next thing Fionn Regan walks out and plays that song with him.
Yeah, that's right. I think there's a video of that actually.
Oh, cool, amazing.
Because I stumbled across that and I was like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah.
Cool. But that's nuts to know that. Like, I mean, he must have just like got off stage and ran.
I think so. Yeah. I'd say he had a car waiting for him outside.
Had to have, yeah.
Or else I would love the image of him legging it, like actually running.
Just setting the guitar down and just sprinting.
Yeah. It was such a great concert.
I believe.
And they actually did a thing. I was lucky to meet them actually at the after party of that. I basically said I met Sean Carey and Justin. And I was like, I hope you enjoy Cork, you know. And I kind of left it at that. I didn't want to be annoying him, but they two of them did a concert in. I was still studying music at the time in the Cork School of Music, and they did a concert there with like just two pianos kind of facing each other.
Yeah,
and it was just an improvised thing, but it was like. It was incredible. And, you know, Justin said at the concert, he was like, I don't think I should be playing piano in front of a bunch of piano students or whatever. But it's just funny, like the difference between, I suppose, technical ability and just playing from the heart. It's like he just has the heart in like just volumes. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that there is something to be said about that where like, I think some of the most like technically proficient musicians that I've worked with aren't always my favorite ones to play with because they're thinking in like math, you know?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
And like that can be really cool. And like having that knowledge can be really important and a helpful tool. But like the best players that I've ever played with are the people who don't know what chord they're playing, you know, and they're just there and they know that instrument because they picked it up when they were a kid or something like that. And
yeah, totally.
They can just riff.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of his vibe a little bit more.
Yeah, big time. Yeah. I feel like it's actually now I kind of have a funny theory about all this stuff because my own grounding in music was it was kind of half of both.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh. Okay, we're
Still
back.
there?
We're back.
Did it freeze?
Just for a second.
Cool.
Just for a second. So you said it was half of both.
Oh, cool. Yeah, sorry. It was. So I grew up on Irish trad music, and that's all about like using your ear, and you basically just sit down and listen to what other people play. You pick up the tune, and you know it's all about kind of listening essentially and learning that way. And then I also was in a marching band playing clarinet, so that was all about reading music and music theory and quite a classical thing. But I think it's beneficial to know about what you're doing, but also feeling it is way more important.
Yeah.
But,
I think if you start in that realm of just like, you're just passionate about the music and you want to know how it works and how to do those things.
Yeah.
And then you can take like this kind of more like, I don't know how, like more like theory approach, I suppose, is a good way to put it. And taking that as like a tool instead of like a crutch. I think
totally.
So many people is just like, well, that's how it works. Like it's a piece of IKEA furniture or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like it can work in a million ways.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. There's not one.
I always think that's so interesting.
Yeah. It's great because it's like, sure, music is so open. It can be anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
It can be someone beeping for 20 minutes. It can be a Rachmaninoff concerto. It could be a song, you know, everything.
Yeah. One time I played a show and the opening band, I still don't know who this band was. And it was like a local show in Minneapolis back in the day. And it was the first song, and it was a saxophone player, a drummer, and I think a guitar player. And it was like very avant-garde.
All right.
Where the drummer, in the first like couple seconds of the song, he like grabbed a pair of scissors and he stabbed his snare drum and then just like dragged it and like totally cut the snare head open. Whoa. And then they ended the song and then he went, "Does anybody have a snare drum I could borrow?"
Amazing. I hope that wasn't your band's kit, was it?
It wasn't. No, he brought his own.
Can we
kit.
use your drum kit?
But he was like, it was really funny, but like he was very earnest about it. He was like very serious. Right. Like, "Can I borrow someone's snare? Like, I can't use this now." Like, what were you doing?
Yeah, what do you think would happen?
Yeah,
brilliant.
But yeah, that's art.
Yeah, absolutely.
But anyway, let's go back.
Well, do you know what? We're talking about it now. It's if they just played their set, you might not have even remembered.
That's true. I mean, there's shows that I have played that I don't remember. So let alone, I remember that one like it was yesterday.
You got to tour with a scissors. That's the key.
That is the key. Yeah. First song, I'll just go up and I'll just snip off a couple strings.
Yeah. Keep it interesting.
Yeah. I'll play 6 songs. Every song I lose 1 string. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
That actually did happen to me one time. There was like, I don't remember specifically what the show was, but there was like a lot of pressure is what I remember. And I was like a kid, but first song broke 1 string. The next song I broke the high E the first song, broke the low E the second song.
All right.
And then I broke the G on the third song. So right. I did the rest of the set with 3 strings.
Class. What a challenge.
It was a nightmare. It was just absolutely a nightmare.
Yeah, I'm trying to even think like you can't do E major.
No, that's out of the question. Yeah.
Yeah, you can get a C.
You could get most of a C.
Yeah. Yeah.
Octaves are on the board. You could do octaves all over the place. I think that's what I did. Yeah. I was just doing octaves for like, it's like, all right, well, this song's an A, so I'm going to find A. I'm just going to hang out there.
Yeah. Class.
I think we were like a punk band, so it didn't really matter. But
nice, yeah. Or you get away with it, so
yeah, you get away. Then it's cool.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I do want to get back to Fionn's tunes too. But it's interesting to kind of maybe segue into this, kind of using all of that and everything we just talked about. Is there anything about Fionn's writing that you particularly like latch onto?
For me, it's always his lyrics blow me away. Like, I mean, if he wasn't a musician, he could be a poet, just outright.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's some lines. It's kind of, yeah. I don't know. They just kind of hit and they move you. There's one especially that has always stuck with me. It's in "Put a Penny in the Slot." Do you know that one?
I did give it a quick listen, but
yeah.
I'm not sure about the lyrics.
Oh yeah, it's full, like, it's such a dense song lyric wise. It's just all these amazing lines and amazing imagery and everything. But there's this line, I think I'll probably butcher it, but it's like, good company in grief, sit like a dock leaf, sit beside a stinging nettle, something like that. Probably a bit more eloquent when he does it, but I just think that that's an amazing line. Like, there's so much in that.
No, you hit it right on the nose. I just looked it up.
Oh, cool. Great.
You got it dead on.
Amazing.
But yeah, I'm reading it, and
he's a bunch of those. Yeah,
it's his lyrics are, from what I noticed, so full of imagery.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
and it's really a gift to be able to paint such a vivid picture with your lyrics. And I feel like it's not something that it's something that some people can like try, and like maybe 50% of the time it can get seen as like, I don't want to say cheesy, because it's not cheesy, like it's cool, but like you're trying. Some people seem like they're trying to paint a picture, and some people just simply are painting a picture, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Because, I feel like, I don't know, the more you kind of look into lyrics and all that, it's like, you don't need to give the listener everything. You can suggest stuff and you can be a bit vague, and there's almost more power in that, I think. And
yeah.
But then I suppose Fionn is so good at just directly painting the picture as well. Like, I don't think he's vague at all in a lot of his lyrics. But I'm probably speaking about myself. I'm probably quite vague.
Well, that's good though. I think that leaving something to the listener's interpretation can be really important, because then this is also speaking from a listener's perspective and like a music fan's perspective, is like, whenever there is some kind of vagueness to a song, I'll often attach my own meaning and my own translation to it, essentially.
Yeah.
And whether or not that was actually what they were envisioning, the writer was envisioning, then but I have this thing that I have an emotional attachment to now at this point.
Oh yeah. That's the beauty of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So as far as like lyrics go, is there something with Fionn's music or his lyrics where you're like, man, I want to be able to do something like that? Like, for instance, there's songs that I've heard where I'm like, that song made me laugh, but like it's not like a comedy song. So like, that's the kind of stuff that I always go like, oh, I want to do something like that.
Yeah. I think definitely like I suppose his lyrical talent is always at the back of my head when I'm writing myself. I'm kind of like he, to me anyway, he is a similar thing that, let's say, Leonard Cohen even has, where it's like Leonard Cohen printed books of his lyrics as if it was poetry, which it is, but like Fionn could do that if he wanted. Maybe he has done that, and I just don't know. But like if I'm writing, I'll always try and strive to not settle for, I don't know, maybe the first thing, and maybe look at it a bit deeper and zoom in and see what can be in the line itself, or the image. Or
sure. Has there ever been a song where like you really had to fight to break that like first thought?
There's probably been a few with me, like like I don't know about you, but the way I would write would be kind of, I normally have like just noodling around on a guitar or a piano, and it's like kind of mumblings, and I kind of have to do that a bunch of times and then listen back like at a later point and try and make sense of them. But yeah, it's like something in the subconscious comes out and it's like, yeah, that's what it was. And then you're trying to lead that onto a whole song, and it's like that's the fight. That's like the fight in songwriting, the wrestle essentially there.
There's a bit of magic when because I do the same kind of thing when I'm writing often. Is like I'll kind of like a melody will come first, and then I'll kind of mumble, and then like a phrase will come out, and I'll be like, ooh, okay, that's neat.
Class.
Let's follow that.
Yeah.
And like sometimes that phrase doesn't stick around in the song or something like that, but it's like, you know, the kindling to start the fire a little bit.
Totally. Yeah.
It's a bit of magic. I mean, we were talking about Bon Iver, and I think it was like a song exploder thing or something that he was doing where he talked about how he writes lyrics, and he just will do a free pass of vocals and just say like random words or like kind of mumble a little bit, and then he'll take that and then just like find the word that's the closest to what he said.
All right, yeah.
And then he just makes lyrics that way. So sometimes his songs just don't make any sense.
Yeah. Cool. I love that though, yeah.
It's just like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
I always thought that was so interesting.
Yeah.
There's like, I feel like there's a good and a bad side of that. And I don't want to like, you know, throw any specific people under the bus, but like I listen to Bon Iver's music and I feel like there's emotion behind it. And then I'll listen to like, again, I don't want to say any names, but like there's a specific band from California where I'm from, where, or not where I'm currently living. Where like I listen to their lyrics and I'm just like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
So
it's like
we can talk about them. We can talk about them when we're not recording, but
right. Oh, they're getting.
I don't think they'll listen to it, but it's okay.
Under the firing line.
But yeah, I don't know. Is there like I'm curious to know more about kind of your process as far as that goes. So it seems like lyrics are pretty important as far as your writing goes.
I suppose, yeah, like definitely with the Hánt stuff, it's the most personal writing I've ever done. Like it's about, you know, things that have happened, people who've passed away, and a lot of it's dedicated to my mother. And yeah, it's like because of, I suppose when there's an intention of releasing that stuff from your, I don't know, most personal part of yourself, from your heart and everything, it's like you want to give it the best frame, like you want to have the best lyrics in it.
Yeah. Try
and say it the best way you can. So yeah, I it's definitely important to me, but it doesn't. Sometimes it's like it flows out and that's fine, but mostly it's a bit of a wrestle, you know.
Sure.
It's a bit of a puzzle that needs time to unlock. The music is normally the easiest part for me.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. But then it's like when you get into production and all that, it's like that becomes the hard part then again.
Yeah. When you start getting granular about like,
exactly.
Yeah, for sure. That's been my experience as well, I think. I've been trying to be better about it. I think when I worked with August, who He was a guest on the show also.
Class,
For the listeners, they'll probably hear August's episode first, so it's a bit of a callback.
Nice.
But first time I worked with August, I made a record called "Tell My Mother I Love Her," and he was just so like, yeah, we're just gonna go in and we're just gonna make some songs, and like, we're going to do it live, and you're going to play your guitar and you're going to sing at the same time, and I'm going to play drums across the room, and we'll just kind of build on that, and we're not going to do too much.
I think that's one of his powers, is he's able to put the artist at ease. And like, I've seen it because, so August has worked on stuff with Rowan, and I've worked with other artists with him as well, and I've just seen, different energies come in, and he's able to kind of put everyone at ease and just be kind of not make a big deal out of it. It's like, yeah, we're just making music. It's cool.
Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah. So I've definitely been in experiences in the studio where it's like, there's no pressure, but it's like, it seems like there is, and there's kind of high, anxiety about the recording, and it has to be perfect, has to be this, and I don't know, it's there's no need for that.
There really isn't. I feel like the best sounding stuff I've ever gotten to be a part of has been like the loosest. It helps to have somebody like August who's so knowledgeable about how to make stuff sound good, and so easily, it seems, for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's just when people are hanging out and you just like, oh, let's try this.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Time.
And you're not like, oh no, like I did one weird kind of note on the guitar. It'll never be the same. It's just like, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think the importance of a producer too is just, I don't know how you feel about it, but like as a songwriter, I have all these ideas, and then like it's nice to have a producer. I also self-record, but like, or like a mixing person or something like that, to just be like, we don't need all this, or like should do, or you should do something like a little bit of guidance.
Big time. It is so important. Like, they kind of producers bring you down the path to what the album will be, and they become another part of your band or your artistry.
Yeah,
because I don't think it's maybe celebrated or acknowledged. I think like the amount that they change in the music. Like, some producers have such a heavy hand, and it's like that's their sound. Like,
right.
Like, I don't know, the wall of sound from Spectre was his thing. If you go and record with him, he might put a gun to your face, but you're going to get the wall of sound.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. It's a risk you have to take.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I'd be hopping into the studio with him, but
no, probably not.
But yeah, it's like, it's such an important role in the whole process. And yeah, like, finding the right producer is, if you have it, hold on to it. Yeah.
Speaking of, there's one thing that I saw when I was doing a little bit of research on Fionn, and it was, so he made that first record, and then he signed to Lost Highway, and made a record with Ethan Johns.
Yeah.
And they refused to put it out.
I know. Crazy. Yeah.
Is that anyway? Like, did that ever get out at all? Do you know?
Not that I know of. That's the unfortunate thing with like certain record deals, I suppose. Like, because the company will have the rights. So
yeah.
If they choose not to put it out, it won't be put out. But yeah, it's such a shame. I'd say it's a beautiful album, especially Ethan Johns, like his work.
It's got to be good.
Yeah.
You know,
I'd love to I don't know. I'd love to even just ask
Yeah.
Fionn Regan, any chance there I could hear that?
Right. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
You can even just play it down the phone. Like, you don't need to give me the album. Just let me hear a bit of it.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe I'll ask him to be on the show, and if he gets on here, just ask his management to send me the tapes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw that, and I was like, oh man, what a combination! Like,
Yeah.
Ethan's production style and Fionn's writing would be like such a good pairing.
Absolutely. Well, did Ethan Johns do the first album as well, The End of History?
Did he?
I might be wrong on that, but
Well, we have the internet.
Oh yeah, thank God for the internet.
Let's take a look. No, he self-produced.
All right, well, mad.
Yeah. Huh. Good for him. That album sounds incredible.
It does, yeah. It's so good.
The only other one I think like I was gonna say like 100 Acres of Sycamore does have that kind of like dark Ethan Johns sound to it.
Yeah.
But that was also self-produced and with Sean Reed.
All right, cool.
But, I was gonna say like a producer can really change stuff, but if he's self-producing, and it's always so
I suppose maybe some people just have it all.
Yeah, la-di-da.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as like his records, is there one that you typically kind of go to the most these days?
At the moment, I am loving the Bunkhouse album. I'm just in that kind of space. Like, that's his most raw. Mm-hmm. He regards it as his punk album, as far as I know, because he just recorded it kind of one takes, and I think I could be wrong, but like he references in the album, you know, I tie a microphone to a chair and just sing my songs at it. I can't remember the line exactly, but I don't know, did someone tell me that he did just go into a room, tie a microphone to a chair and sing at it? But that might be a street rumor.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
It might be a little on the nose, but I mean, maybe, because I mean, the artwork is him. It does look like there's a microphone tied to a chair on the art.
Yeah,
it was using a 4-track recorder and a single microphone. So maybe,
cool.
honestly,
but it just shows, like, I don't know, like that takes some conviction to go ahead and just do that, because I know if I did that, I'd be like, oh, what if this isn't good enough? Oh, what if people don't like it?
Yeah.
But he was just like, yeah, this is me. Here it is.
I think that there's so many examples of songwriters who they can do like these big arrangements, like Fionn, or even like Springsteen, like Bruce Springsteen, right? But then, you know, there's the Bunkhouse record, or there's Nebraska, where like it's just as stripped down as you could possibly get.
Oh yeah.
And those songs are still so good. It's just like it's just pure songwriting.
Yeah.
And
it just shows, I suppose, if the song is good enough, it can take any shape, really.
Yeah. I do think that's important. I think that's something that I personally stick to. Like I made one record that I like a lot, but it was a lot of like me playing electric guitar and then like kind of arranging these parts and like, you know, with keys and like I wasn't just like sitting down to write a song, basically.
All right, yeah.
And
I had a thing in mind, was it? Like a
I had an idea for a song, and I was just like, I'm just gonna build that song.
Oh yeah, cool. I get you.
But then I would like go to play some of those songs live, and like I don't know how to do it. Like it just doesn't.
Yeah.
It won't translate the same way.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, I feel like maybe some of my favorite songs to play are like the ones that I just wrote on my bed one night.
Yeah.
While my partner was scrolling the internet, and
Nice.
I was just like playing guitar. And I was like, "Hey, this is cool, right?"
Yeah. It is great to have someone there that's like, yeah, it is good. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You're not delusional.
Right. Yeah. It's usually just like, yeah, that's cool. All right. Good.
Yeah. Slightly dying inside because you're like, I thought it was really good.
Yeah. All right.
I thought it was amazing, not just good.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you ever have those kinds of, I mean, like your songs, I do feel like, at least listening to the Hánt stuff, like that does sound like stuff that if it were stripped back to just like the basics, it would also be an incredibly beautiful song. But like when you're writing that kind of stuff, do you have that moment where like you kind of play through and you're like, that's a tune or something like that? Like your aha moment, I guess.
Or I suppose I do have a feeling like if I'm working on something or even the start of something, it's like I'll know if it's, you know, I'll know if I regard it as good or not, whether it's an idea worth pursuing, basically.
Yeah.
And yeah, I know what, for myself anyway, what's worth pursuing and what's worth hanging on to, you know. And then I don't know, things surprise me as well. Probably the same with most songwriters. Like, you know, you've your phone full of voice memos and whatever, and there's all these things lost from 5 years ago, and you might go back and listen to that, and you might hear something in a different perspective or a different light. And at the time, you were probably doing, well, I would be doing it, and I'd be like, yeah, no, this isn't great. And then a few years later, you might be like, oh, there might have been something in that. Maybe we'll try something. But
Yeah, for sure. It's funny that you mentioned that. There was one time, actually, on that album I was just talking about, it's an album called Sunbleach, but there was one song on there where it was just me playing acoustic, and I wrote it, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. And I recorded it like right away. Like I was like in front of the mics and everything. So I was just like, I'm just going to do this real quick. And I recorded it.
Nice.
And then I was like, well, I did that so quick. I'm going to go through my voice memos and like find another song to finish or something.
All right. Yeah.
So I was going through and I found one from like 2 years beforehand. And I was like, it was like unlabeled. You know how it just kind of says like what your location was?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, what is this? And so I hit it and I pressed play, and it was note for note the exact song that I had just recorded.
All right. Mad.
It was weird. It was really bizarre to hear.
You must have great memory.
It was logged in there.
Subconscious memory, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's like I am a little bit of a believer that like as a songwriter we get like these ideas kind of beamed into us.
Yeah.
Somehow, I don't like, we're like a little radio antenna that we have or something. Like I do think that there's something to that. And like whatever wanted me to have that song the first time must have been very insistent.
Yeah, it's like, you need to write this right now.
Excuse you, I gave you something.
Yeah. It's like knocking on your door.
Yeah. It's always so weird. The endless voice memos though are I feel like that's a universal struggle for any songwriter. You know?
Yeah, big time. There's an artist I play with. They're a Cork band, and they've been going for years. Like they had their success in the 90s, and they're still feeling their success. But like,
sure,
I'm good friends with the singer Paul, and he says he has like the physical tapes of his voice recorders and like all these, you know, probably CDs as well.
Yeah.
And he has an archive of them at home, and he's still working on songs that have been recorded to tape 20 years ago, and he's like, oh yeah, the verse of that is pretty cool. So it's amazing that we're able to do that on our phones now.
Yeah.
Because if we had to do tape, they would be lost. Like I can barely hang on to my phone or my head or anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, before like voice memos were really something we could utilize, I went to a garage sale and I bought, it was like a garage sale of a retired school teacher. And I bought his old like tape recorder thing that he would record his like lessons on and stuff like that.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
And it was just like this, I still have it, but it like barely works. It's from like the 70s. And yeah, it's just this big black box, and you can't really like hook up a microphone to it or anything. It's